fam, going to share a video with you all on how to travel to Africa, what things you need to take, okay? I'm starting out, I got 5 weeks left before I'm going to go ahead and head out. It's a good time to start preparing when you're going to travel a long distance, especially over to Africa. The first thing you're going to need, of course, is a passport, all right? And, without this passport, you ain't going nowhere. You won't go nowhere. And you got to get your passport. And getting passports, going to your local post office and ask them, you need the paperwork to go ahead and fill out for a passport. They'll give you the paperwork and then you have to fill it out. They'll give you all the steps that you need to take and taking the pictures and getting and fill out all this stuff right there and then paying $125, $30, I think it is. And you give it back to the post office. They can mail it in from there or however which way. But the passport, and everybody basically know that. The second thing you need to do is to check with the country you're traveling to if you need a visa before entering that country, okay? Now, if you don't need a visa, in most countries, you can get a visa while you're on the airplane. Before y'all land, the stewardess them pass out the paperwork. You sign it, it's real quick. Why you're coming to visit, whether it's tourists, whether it's business, whatever. You'll fill that paperwork out. When you get into the airport, into that country, and you have to go through customs, what have you, then, they will go ahead and sign a visa for you to come into the country. So those are the two most important things. Easy way to find out if you are wanting to, if the country is allowing that, is to go on the internet to that country. See if they're allowing visas on when you get there or before that you have to apply, send it to Washington, D.C., possibly to their embassy, and then they go ahead, do the necessary steps to make sure they give you a visa. Third thing you need to do is you need to go ahead and connect also with like the State Department. And the State Department has a website that where, they give you all the updated information on a country you're going to go travel to. And they have an app as well, but you can go fill out, find out what country you're going to. They give you the information. They give you an opportunity to fill out on the website where you're going, how long you're going to be there, emergency contacts back here, all those things there. And it's on the app too as well. And I'm not sure exactly the name of the app, but I can give that to you. It's on my phone right now, and I'm recording from my phone. But that is very important because if per se something important comes up, you have an emergency or something, or that country has an emergency, they can contact you because you're giving them the information. They will contact people back home to let them know what is going on, and so that's how you would stay in touch. Now, the thing of that third thing is this right here. Anytime you're traveling to a country, always know where the American embassy is. That's your lifeline, okay? Because there's the American embassy is where you need help. You either call or you can go there. If it's emergency to pop at the door, it's got to be an emergency to pop at the door. But if you want to need help, you go to the American embassy. They will help you out of it. I've heard of people who've ran out of money while they were gone. They will go ahead and give you money so you can get back to the States or get you a plane ticket. Some people have lost their passports. Some people have lost and been, things were stolen from them, their IDs and everything. And so you need to make sure that you know exactly where your American embassy is so that something goes on in that country or something goes on with you, you have that contact. All right. Those are the most important things really right there. Now, when I'm traveling to Africa, there's certain things that I have to take, and I recommend you all follow this. And this was trial and error, finding out, wow, I wish I would have brought this. Okay? I look at it like this right here. When you're traveling, think of your senses. All right? Your 5 senses. Your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your nose, and your skin, which is your touch, okay? These are the things that you need to be focused on. And so what I've done was I have here just some random things that I make sure that I take with me. Now, for instance, foot powder. You will not believe how important foot powder is, especially if you're wearing socks with shoes on in a heated area and your feet sweat. Your feet will stink up the whole place because the sweat and all the mildew that's happening within your shoe. You should be at least powdering your feet with foot powder. Now I got the old Gold Bond, and I found this to do at maximum strength, right? That I'd sprinkle some of that in my socks and sprinkle a little bit in my shoes at night when my shoes are airing out, and that keeps everything fresh. It keeps everything clean. It keeps your feet also from collecting a lot of moisture, because that's what powder does. It collects moisture, and it keeps you from moisture, your feet being moist all the time. All right. The other thing is first aids, and you can kind of get the first aid of what you may think is good for you. And band-aids are good because if you get little cuts, this and that, nothing major, but something that you need to have some band-aids, you got the band-aids. Okay. Now I have also things for my stomach. Okay. Whether it's antacid, if for those who might have heartburn or stuff like that, or antacid issues and stuff like that, bring your medication with you so that you won't have no problem with that. When you travel, for some reason, because I know we are nervous and we're new environments, sometimes our bowels begin to lag. We're not going as often. We begin to go ahead and constipate for a little bit and all that right there. And that's why I bring this Linzess. And this right here is good for, and that's prescription. It's not over counter, but what it does is it gets more fluid into your stomach or your intestines, so that then you can be able to pass bowels a lot easier. All right. Another thing is that for your stomach that is really important is the Pepsid ACs, that if you per se get diarrhea. Now, most of the time people are going to run across that, is that they're going to get diarrhea because your body's not used to the different types of bacteria that are in the food, maybe, or if you happen to eating some vegetables or whatever, those bacteria are going to mess with your stomach and you might get the runs. And the good thing to remember is to bring some of those things for your stomach. Now, I keep also an antibiotic with me, because antibiotics, if you happen to run into some serious issues when it comes to your stomach, or some cuts or something that begin to bother you and maybe get infected, that's gonna knock it out. I can get you all that name. Leave me information in the comments if you want to know the names of these very specific things. But these is what help. I've dealt with diarrhea while I was over there because my stomach got messed up by eating some of the foods when I was over in Egypt. Didn't have no problem with any other African country, but just Egypt. But I'm going to the east again. I'm going to Kenya. I'm going to Rwanda. I'm going to Johannesburg, and might be Ethiopia. Not sure. Maybe Tanzania. Okay, so the other things that you want to keep in mind is itch creams. And I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but these itch creams, anti-itch creams and stuff. Or I like the triple antibiotic, because there again, if you get small abrasions and stuff like that, you can make sure you keep your stuff clean and that there's no infections that are going to root in. All right. Another thing that you want to go ahead and bring in here would be a repellent. Okay, and this is for insect, mosquito bites, and all that right there. Now, there are two types here, and I only take one. I don't like taking the liquid because sprays and things like that are a little obtrusive, are a little bit offensive, excuse me, when you're spraying it and it gets on other people and it smells real loud and all that right there. But this is a real good one, which is called, it's got the DEET in it, DEET, 40% DEET. This DEET right here is going to repel practically anything. Now, some people argue that there might be some little toxins and whatever in it, this and that. With this one right here, this is a plant-based, DEET-free. It's by off. And so those who are more conscious on a more cleaner, a more natural repellent, This right here is pretty good too as far as an insect repellent. You're gonna need those. You're just going to need some type of insect repellent because when you get into certain areas, depending on the country you're in or the city, they may be more prone to insects and all that right there, especially during rainy seasons. Okay. Now keep in mind now, all right, that I've already went through things that you basically need for your skin. So we was with the feet, all right, there again. We already did the powder for the feet. We went to our intestines, okay? Our intestines, something that can be able to soothe your stomach if you got antacids or if you happen to get diarrhea. You talk to your doctor about giving you, a small dosage of an antibiotic that can help you if you happen to get some issues with your stomach. Skin, we talked about skin. We talked about triple antibiotics. You can get this over the counter. These are creams that you can put on your skin from small minor bites and stuff like that. Okay. And we also talked about on your skin that you're getting that repellent, putting a little bit of this on on your skin. That is good as well. Other thing we have here, is allergies, Benadryl. Now, this right here is a must. It's a must. Because if you happen to run across something while eating or something where you're around that you start to have an allergic reaction, that Benadryl is going to knock that joker out. So that Benadryl is good. You need to take Benadryl with you, okay? You got to take Benadryl with you. And so keep that in mind, keep that in mind. Also, I had a package of Alka-Seltzer on the side. I'm put that back over here where the rest of the things for the stomach is. Now, also I have pain reliever. If you want to take, something like a Bayer's, if you're taking an aspirin, make sure you take it with food. But, if there's any type of pain reliever that you have that, works good for you, bring a pain reliever, because sometimes, you might run across headaches. Your body is adjusting to different climates. Your body is adjusting to different temperatures. And you need to keep that in mind that your body is going to react differently. Okay. Now, as far as your nose is concerned, I have some sinus issues at time, and I get my own Flonase that I take with me just in case I'm in areas that might be high in with flowers and scents. I'm very sensitive to scents and perfumes and all that stuff there. It really aggravates me. Okay. So that's the nose part of it right there. Now let's talk about eyes. Eyes, I take some eye drops. It could be any eye drops, that you want to take just in case your eyes get irritated. You might be in an area where it's just dry and your eyes are just really is burning or itchy, and you can have eye drops to soothe your eyes. Okay, very good. Just getting any regular old eye drops is cool. No problem with that right there. Let's talk about with our mouth. Our mouth, I always like to take some good old Plackers twin line cleaning floss. Ain't nothing worse than having stuff stuck in your teeth, and then you can't get to it, and sometimes you want to make sure that you can be able to clean your teeth out because it'd be bothersome and all that right there. Now, the other thing that's important because we're talking about our mouth is the ointment that I could not find that joker, but the ointment for toothaches. If your teeth is aching, and you squeeze that ointment on, that is a must. A must. You gotta have that because I think the worst pain a person can ever even go through is a toothache. So you always have that right there so that it can buy you time. Whether you might have bit on something or your tooth just acts up because maybe you just it's aggravated or it did. How toothaches are, they pop up out of nowhere, and so keep that in mind and go get that right there. Okay, I have also in here earplugs. Earplugs are very good to have on the airplane. Or if you're in a hotel, there's a lot of noise. And you're in Africa, I'm gonna tell you, depending on the countries you're in, if you're in a more predominant Muslim area, they have 5 prayers throughout the day. And at night, when they start blaring, and it's time to call for prayer, it can disturb your sleep. It can disturb you in your sleep. And it depending on what area you might be sleeping in, you might be sleeping in a neighborhood or an area where people are probably up at night. Especially if it's during some of the religious holidays, people are up more later at night anyway because it's hot during the day. Very few shopping and things go on at in the daytime, and it really goes on at nighttime. So earplugs are good when you're on an airplane. You want to get that sleep. You can put them in your ears if you're in a hotel or if you're in any other place. These are great things to have here. Okay. Now this also here is nothing more than a thermometer. You know, sometimes you might feel like you got a headache or it's hot out and you don't know whether or not you might be running a fever or not. Running a fever is always a sign that your body is fighting off something. That's the first measure of knowing if you are going through a sickness. Is sometimes you might run a fever. That's all it is. Your body is fighting off something. And so it's good to have a small little thermometer with you on hand because it's to see and check to see if your body's going through some things here. All right. Now the other thing I have, so that's really most of the things that I carry with me. But your typical toothbrush and deodorants and your lip balms and small little lotions for dry skin, and all that. But you won't have to worry about that in Africa because you're gonna be sweating. You'll be sweating. For those who don't like a lot of heat, those little fans with the spinning fans, whatever. I've seen people with those, especially the elder women who might have their time, flashes or whatever. Those are good to have, okay? Now, let's move on now because we've already talked about our skin. That's with lotions, ointments, because from small scratches or things like that. First aid, Band-Aids, anything like that. We talked about our feet as far as the powders are concerned. Keep them dry. Got to keep them feet dry. I brought this out here for the feet as well because these sandals here, you're going to find that majority of Africans walk around with open shoes, sandals, open shoes, because they already know closed shoes and heat creates sweat, which then creates and it could cause little infections and stuff like that, and we don't want that. Okay. So we talked about those things there, and let me talk about some electronics and maybe some things that you may need. Of course, you need your chargers. All right. You need your chargers for your whether it's your cameras or whether your cell phones, your iPads, your computers, and all that right there. But another thing that you do need is you need to have basically a converter. And this right here is a converter. I like this thing here because you can plug in all your different components in here. And then what happens is that you would take this right here. He's got 3 different heads depending on what country you may be around in the world. You can plug this into their wall and then plug your whatever it is that you are wanting into this, and it converts that whether it's from 120 to 220 or 240. It's a converter, but this is the name of the product right here, Best Tech. And I've taken this on many a trip. It's very compact, it's small, and it works really well. Okay, so we have those things right there. These are the most important things that you want to take if per se you are traveling and stuff like that. I would say this too. Talk to your doctor. Talk to your doctor because this is COVID. Hydroxychloroquine has been a big topic and all that right there. I've looked at a lot of reports, and there are doctors who are prescribing those. So if that's something that you're interested in, just in case if you happen to get an infect or whatever, you only need a couple pills. It's going to knock it out and you'll be fine, what have you, if you happen to get positive on a COVID or something like that. One other thing that I got here, I have here is spray, and it's just a small container. It's bug spray. And I take that with me because I'm going to spray that joker when I get into the room. Just spray it on the bottom seams of the mattress, and just because you can't see them, and just in case, I've never had to run across it, I had a problem. But for my own security, I like to have a little bed bug spray them on the mattress on the bottom side of it, and then what'll happen is that'll move them, and you'll be able to re-inspect it when you come back into your room maybe that day, and it will reveal whether or not you have anything there, because you'll see them. They're little black dots and stuff like that. So that is about it as far as preparing your pack. Now, you can pack as much as you want when it comes to clothes. Depending on the country you're in, Africa can get chilly at night, depending on what country you're in. So I bring about 4 pair of shorts or pants, 3 pair of shorts, 1 pair of long pants. Africans wear long pants all day long. And then I bring me about 5, 6 pairs of shirts, and of course, I bring me a week worth of undies. And as far as socks concerned, I might bring about 3, 4 pair of socks. Like I said, I travel light. I keep my clothes washed once a week. You can always find a laundromat, or not laundromat, but somebody who does laundry. You can get them washed. Typically, the hotels will have a place that will do them for you. And then just keep it simple, and I just keep rotating my clothes. Now, if you want to, I might take one outfit if I'm trying to maybe go out. That's what I'll do. Take one outfit because there might be a special event. You might connect with some people who may invite you to dinner or something like that. So I do always take me one outfit. Okay, I do take one outfit with me, and then that would be maybe a slacks and a shirt and a pair of shoes or what have you. But that is it for right now. I'm going to be updating all the various things of what I do when it comes to preparing for packing. Remember, I am 5 weeks out, and I am now starting in advance, making sure your passport, your visa, updating my State Department's going to the website, make sure I'm going to put this, update their system showing that where I'll be at. And then just going through the line of things that you need for your 5 senses, and everything else, you can rock and roll with. But, and so the next video I'm going to share with you is how to mentally prepare, and how to engage yourself, and then how to cleanse your body and get your body ready for this trip, because you're going to go through a change and all that there, how you're going to be more aware of your surroundings, how to gear yourself up, for this trip, because, this is a transition from one type of location to another. So with that, you all, hope you all enjoy the video. Give me a thumbs up, all right? This is your man, not your boy. Go Black to Africa.